Namaste people, boys and girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Sangamitra, welcoming you guys with all my heart one more time. So guys, today I'm going to share you my experience, my interview experience with Cognizant Technology Solutions. So Cognizant, again, as we know, is an MNC organization which has a huge employee base here in India. Around 2 lakhs approx associates work with Cognizant here in India. And that was the first company with which I have ideally worked with. I was campus recruited from Cognizant, and I'm going to share you my interview experience with Cognizant. So I do understand that the time I cracked was around 5.5 years back, but the trend they follow for hiring from campus is pretty much the same. So what you guys have to go through, so for any of you who's still in college and want to crack interviews with Cognizant or any of the service-based companies like Infosys, Wipro, the trend is pretty much the same. So we need to go through an aptitude round, which is an online round, which is typically a first round. So there will be aptitude questions asked from different genre. You'll be asked like, it will not be a coding question, but you'll be asked on English, on logical thinking, on critical thinking. So the ones which we definitely prepare right in college for cracking companies. So that is the first round which you'll have. So your aptitude round will be for around an hour, and you'll be asked, I think, 40 to 45 questions. Everything will be multiple choice. You really don't need to write anything down. So that's gonna be the first round. So that was my first round, the aptitude assessment round. So since it was from college, so it was the 4th year final semester where we gave the aptitude round. So post we were selected. So what happens is, all these companies, they come to your college, and there'll be a recruitment process ongoing. So that day, whoever is selected goes on to round 2, round 3, and so on, right? So the round 2 which I had was a technical round typically. So since I was into chemical engineering, and I was not into C or C++ background, so they were aware of it. So since I did learn about C++ that time, so I was asked questions. I was asked to write simple programming questions on C, like how do you find a palindrome number or prime number, and how do you loop or how do you iterate value. I was given an array, and I was asked how do you iterate, and very simple basic level questions on C was asked. So that was one programming question that was asked, and apart from that, I was asked questions like what are the subjects you studied in the last semester or the very recent semester. So be prepared, guys. Don't be nervous, because when someone asks you the question what subjects, you just go blank, right? So I went blank for a second. I just wrote 2 of them, and I couldn't write the rest. So I had to calm myself down, and you really have to be confident, because when they come to college and they try to recruit people from college, they definitely want to see that confidence, because at that time you really do not have any experience, right? So you definitely have to be confident. So be confident whenever you're answering something. It will be very basic level of questioning, very basic C, very basic C++. You'll be asked like, where have you done your training, because we do our final year trainings and projects. So what kind of projects did you do? How did you, what subjects were difficult for you? So only questions related to college, or very basic questions, to be asked in technical round, at least at Cognizant NV level. So that was the second round, and so we had to wait. After everybody gave the second round, there were a few of the folks who were selected, and on the same day they were moved to the third round. So third round was like the HR round, which was at the basement, wherein we had to go and give the HR round. So HR round is pretty tricky, guys, because that's where they start eliminating folks, because having the right attitude, you really need to show that you're positive towards the work you want to do. You must always have a I want to learn new things attitude. You must be very, very positive. So do not get, scared when a question is thrown at you. For instance, I was told like, if we ask you to, for work purposes, if we ask you to switch or move from one location to another, will you be ready? I said yes, and the immediate next question was, can you sign it for me on this paper that you agree to this? So when a question like that is, asked to you, just don't be scared of signing. It's just that they want to see, your reaction. How are you dealing with that situation? And always be open, like especially when you are in college and you're trying to look for a job. Be very open. Don't be selective or location specific. So these are not parameters you need to consider unless you have extreme family, dependencies or issues. So instantly I signed that paper because I said, yeah, sure, I'm totally okay, switching locations for work. So that was one thing, I guess, which kind of they really study you and see your reactions. Make sure you have good hobbies to tell, because they'll definitely ask you, what do you do outside your college, or when you're not studying, what is it you do? So make sure you find a relatively logical or something, a good hobby to share. Instead of just saying I love Netflixing, maybe you can say like, sometimes whenever I get time, if you're really doing something very social, share it with them. At I like to help kids, or whatever, I like to spend time with kids. Just say something which is meaningful, because that's where they relate. That's where you show your maturity, especially when you're out of college. So that was the experience I had with Cognizant, because I was campus recruited. So that's the experience I can share with you guys. So whoever is in college trying to look for cracking these MNC companies, I would say have an open mind, have a very positive attitude. They're not going to ask you something which is completely out of the box, or which is completely new, or something you're not aware of. They'll definitely ask you something within your boundaries. But make sure you stay positive, and you always have a very open mind and very open thinking, not with too many constraints. And you can definitely do it, guys. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So that was my experience with Cognizant, guys. I thought of sharing. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, take care and stay safe.